Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, welcome to Shamrock Forge's Manky Tank Challenge! Alright, so I was challenged to see what's in my quench tank. And honestly, I've seen so many videos over the last, 4 or 5 days, I can't even remember who challenged me. But I remember thinking, well, when I get back, I'm going to have to get this done. And sorry to disappoint, but yeah. Here, let's go right here. We'll just angle it down like that. There's my quench bucket, right? Take the lid off. And I'll just pick up the tripod and bring it on over here. Ain't nothing in it. Wait, there's something in there. I don't know what it is, but we'll find out. Let's see. Sure. Well, I guess the best way to figure out what it is just dive right in. Oh, okay. Yeah, I know what this is. That's a little silver button that I recovered by dropping sodium metabisulfite into another half gallon one of these. This is nitric acid, and it's got this blue color because it is loaded with silver. When it's copper, it turns green. That is, okay, technically that's not my quench tank. That one is. But it's in about the same shape. The only difference is I refill it probably about twice a week. And let me fix the angle here a little bit. I refill it about twice a week, and I add about a cup of baking soda to it. And the reason being is because I've got, ferric chloride, muriatic acid, which is 20% hydrochloric. I've also got 37% hydrochloric. Well, I'm currently out. It's on order. But 37% is a little bit hard to deal with. Not hard to deal with, but it's a little bit more scary. Muriatic, I'll reach my hand right down into muriatic and then come over here to my quench bucket and just rinse it off. It doesn't bother me at all. But I've also got 70% nitric acid. And you see, I don't know if you can read it or not, but the very top line on that says assay. 70%. Okay? This is wicked strong stuff. Fuming nitric acid. Yeah, I mean, you pour it into a container and red fumes of nitric oxide come pouring off of it, and that's not real healthy. You got to make sure you're really well ventilated when you're dealing with this. The purpose for this nitric and the 37% hydrochloric laboratory grade is for mixing the two together. Somebody's on their way home. And creating an acid called aqua regia, which is the royal acid. It's the only acid that will dissolve gold. All the time. Even when I'm on night shift sleeping. Whoa! Right by the house. Anyways, because I deal with acids on a somewhat frequent basis, I keep my quench water clean enough that if I mean, now when I'm dealing with muriatic and ferric, safety glasses, gloves, when I'm dealing with aqua regia, laboratory grade hydrochloric or nitric acid, I've got a full front deal and what do you call it, not a lab coat, but the yellow slicker looking apron thing that I put on. But it still doesn't mean that acid can't, bobble, juggle something and have acid wind up splashing up on your face or in your eye or something like that. And in any instance when I'm dealing with acid, I want to make sure if stuff goes sideways, I can dunk my face in that water. And that's why I put a cup of baking soda in it, so that if that were to occur, it'll neutralize the acid just like that, and you know, I'm not getting burned. And I've actually had it happen before. I've had a reaction go sideways on me, and had it blow the stopper right out of the flask, and it blew hydrochloric acid all over my face, laboratory grade, and I was not happy. Luckily, I had a 100-gallon tub in my garage, and I mean, I had a vent hood and everything, and I opened up the vent hood to see what was going on, and it blew up right then. And I immediately ran over this 100-gallon water trough, which had, I don't know, maybe 400 or 500 pounds of black sand in it, and mercury, and gold, and this, that, and the other, and I had a spiral wheel set up at one end, and I'm just running this black sand with the mercury, and the gold is all trapped in the mercury because I ran it through a cement mixer. Well, I'm running all that through the spiral wheel and just separating out all the mercury, and I was probably halfway through this 400-pound batch. But I mean, I hadn't run it in a couple days, so I mean, it was just, you know, it was crystal clear, and I just ran over there and dunked my face down in the water and rinsed it off, and I was right as rain. My eyeballs were a little bit funky for about 10 minutes, but other than that, crisis averted. Well, because of, and that experience was just particular to that situation. I just happened to have it there. And so now, anytime I'm going to deal with acid, I have water available immediately in my immediate vicinity. If I didn't have this quench tank here, I'd have to go all the way around my car, into the house, down to the shower. You know, it's probably about, I don't know, a 150-foot run. On the other hand, the water hose is probably 75 yards that way. And neither of those are 10 feet away. So I keep my water crystal clean with a cup of baking soda in it. And probably 2 or 3 foraging sessions, and I dump it out and take it inside. I wash the bucket out and put clean water in it and dump in a new cup of baking soda. So that's why I do it, just because of the safety aspect, in case I need that water to save my ass. And really, that's it. I mean, that's the way it applies to me, because I don't have a readily available emergency place to get acid off of me, or you know, maybe anything else. If I burn myself, I can just right over in the slot tub, you know, and I've done it. I mean, I don't know if you can see that one, but I laid my hand down on my tongs the other day, and yep. So that's my Manky Tank challenge. Sorry, it's not as exciting as everybody else. I was gonna, man, I had a whole bit lined up where I was gonna pull all this cool stuff out, but everybody else got to it before me. I was like, oh, I'm gonna make this great. Before anybody did anything funny, I was like, oh, I'm gonna make this great. I thought about doing a double stacked one and like having it where I could reach my whole arm down into the 5-gallon bucket, but honestly, I mean, I worked a long day, and I'm going to have another long day tomorrow in about 10 hours, and I just don't have the time to set all that up. To set the whole thing up, it'd take me 2-3 weeks. So I'm not going to bother. I'm just going to, this is it, one shot. I'm going to clip in one other shot, but yeah. So that's my tank. Clean. You could drink, well, I guess you could drink out of it. It's only got baking soda in it, but not really sure how healthy that is. So until next time, this is Sully at Shamrock Forge saying, keep on forging on. And I forgot until I was editing the video that I needed to challenge 2 more people to the Manky Tank Challenge. And so for my picks, I'm going to go across the pond and I'm going to challenge Daniel Moss and Penny Brown. Let's see what's in your Manky